A barbecue happy place is where you go to grill, chill, and get away from it all.
In this episode, we're staying right here in Canada to go visit our friend Steve at Hockey House Grill.
Oh, I think this is going to be a good one.
Hey, this is Steve Meager, Hockey House Grill, and this is my BBQ Happy Place, and I'm coming at you from Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
He's from Timmins?
Okay, I did not know he was from Timmins.
Shania Twain!
I was just going to say that's Shaniaville.
He's probably like, he guaranteed he hears it every single time he says he's from Timmins, but right off the bat, his space looks phenomenal.
I love the Canadian pride here. He's got the flag front and center, and on the side there, I'm impressed already.
My favorite thing about my BBQ Happy Place is the outdoor entertainment feature. And when I give you a tour, I'll kind of show you what I mean. And here's a little tour of my BBQ Happy Place. And this is why I was an entertainment place. We got a fire pit going on. Got a nice seating, hockey stick bench, some Blue Jays cushions. We got the pink pig. And then we got the BBQ Happy Place. So you can see here, we've got one TV dedicated to the Jays tonight. The Traeger mat. We got the 780 and the 885 out here. I also have a Ranger, but it's not out here at this time. Another TV here for some hockey. These bricks are a piece of history here in Schumacher, Timmins, Ontario. The Grandview was a local bar that was one of the remaining, I think there was 8 on this block. It was a historical place, so we got a brick from there as of recently.
That's awesome.
Got a pretty cool clock, glove and blocker that my wife got me when I originally got the smoke shack up and running for Hockey House Grill, which is such a cool gift, cool idea that I
That is
out
so
here.
cute.
Buddy of ours made this for me, which was pretty awesome. That's the original blocker logo to kind of go with the waffle board. Got all my accessories here, a husky full of some, different items that I need for out here, make it easy. Got a fridge that I got when I worked for college, when I was back in college, that still works to this day. Keeps everything cold out here, i.e. beverages. That's pretty much it for nooks and crannies. Not a lot of
super clean.
fancy stuff, but in the winter I kind of put some plastic up here, keep the snow out. This lid goes down and locks, keeps some more snow out. And then over here where the TV is mounted, I have a piece of wood that also keeps some snow out of here. So it's just literally this one point of entry to get in. So still get quite a bit of snow in there because of the wind, but keeps enough out that I don't have to shovel it and shovel my grills off all the time.
I absolutely love it. It has such a sweet vibe to it. There's history there, which is, I was not expecting that brick.
That's cool.
His wife got him those 2 gloves, which I don't know about hockey. But I'm assuming is that goalie stuff.
That is really cool. I love that.
This is the first BBQ Happy Place that we have seen monitors. We don't even have it at the grill studio.
No. So you're saying he's better than us?
I think he is.
And I like that he does have 2 that are separate that can play 2 different things.
Yeah, he said the Jays and the Leafs.
That's the ultimate sports
so
bar
cool.
dream.
I like the bright colored lights too, like the different colored lights. So it's got some pizzazz to it. This thing has... Oh, and did you hear that the fridge was from when he was in school?
Yes.
That's cool.
And I also love the proximity to the fire pit area.
Yes.
Because if you have people over, then you're not missing out on the conversation when you go to check what's on the grill because you're right there.
Phenomenal point.
Because sometimes at the grill studio, there's too big of an area where you have to walk between. If people are hanging out, you lose out on what's going on if you have to go check what's under the grill. So
that's why sometimes bigger isn't always better.
No.
This is a good size. It looks like he has 2 grills in there, okay? And that's enough to get the job done. I think
it's a perfect size.
Yeah,
and he has this other pink pig that he's got tucked away, which is super cool, that he can pull out when he wants to do other stuff as well.
So the approximate cost of my smoke shack, my BBQ Happy Place here, just under $1,000. I have to say that was prior to wood prices going crazy during the last couple of years. I also already had a shed, which kind of acts as one side of it, so it made it, that much more inexpensive. And then I added some stuff as I went, so it wasn't one big cost. So I was able to add some electricity afterwards. I was able to add some different lights, mounts for my TVs, things like that. So roughly from the get-go was under $1,000.
That's not bad, actually, because when I look at that, I'm not seeing $1,000. I would have guessed that would have cost much more. But that's actually a very good point too, is that You don't have to do it all at once. You can start out with the bare frame, basically, and then take it up from there. Like Steve said, he added mounts. He added a few other things. $1,000 to start, I think that's a very solid budget.
And he's also not adding in the cost of the grills, which he already had.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, when they add up the cost of their BBQ Happy Place, it's including all the grills and everything. But since he already had that, he's not adding that in.
That would add a pretty extra price tag to that.
Yeah.
I love to barbecue, love to grill, love to cook in general. It goes back to my grandmother, my mother. Cooked a lot with them when I was younger, so lots of time in the kitchen learning, trying new things, tweaking recipes, making those kind of homemade things. As I got older, my neighbor and I started to smoke. My father-in-law started to smoke things.
We're Canadian. Steve is Canadian, but I feel like I can hear Steve's accent more than people say that they can hear ours.
So are you saying like Timmins has its own
Yes!
dialect or something?
Can you not hear that?
I can a little bit. It's more of what
He's like-
I think of when you think of the Canadian accent.
Me too!
Why do we always talk about the accent?
Because that's one of the things I love about this show is seeing people from around the world and hearing the way they talk. I'm like, Steve is a Canadian, but so are we. But like the way that Steve is talking, I like to smoke.
Yeah, it's so true.
He sounds very Canadian to me.
Good, Steve.
Thank you.
Good, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Words of advice if you're creating your own barbecue happy places, don't skimp out. There's some things I would have liked to change, things I probably should have put in from the beginning. So I would say make a plan, stick to it, don't try and rush it, make it what you want it to be right off the bat.
Whoa. Phenomenal words of advice coming out of Steve. He had a lot there. Don't rush, don't skimp, and plan it out, basically.
And you know what? I think Steve would probably agree. Once you do make your space into what you want, and if you've waited for a while to get there, it feels so much better.
100%.
Because you've waited for so long, you know what it's like to barbecue out there when it's snowing on your head and you're freezing and it's cold and it's wet and you don't have lights and you can't watch the game.
Agreed.
He knows what that's like. Then when you finally get there, now he's got he can watch whatever he wants. He's got a roof. He's got his lights.
There's privacy. Can we speak about privacy? Actually, that's one of my most favorite aspects of a barbecue happy place, specifically like this one. I started out grilling on my front porch because I had to. I live in a new build. I didn't have grass. I didn't have a backyard. So I had to be on the porch, and I hated it because people would be walking by. They smell the delicious smells.
You gotta talk to people.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anyone, okay? People walking by. So then once I got to the bath, I was like, it feels that much sweeter. So I agree. Once you wait, sometimes it hurts to wait because you're like, I want it now. But once you wait, once you get back there, it feels that much sweeter.
So my favorite thing that I've ever smoked here in the, my barbecue happy place would be I've done a couple whole hogs, little piglets. Those were great days because right from the get-go, up all day, people coming over, do a pig picking and open it up, pull a pork, make some sandwiches, make some wraps, make some tacos, just eat a pile of meat.
For Steve, there's a lot of community that he keeps talking about. He seems very motivated by having people over, having people around him, making cool stuff that people will enjoy. I think everybody needs to do a whole hog at least once.
Agreed. He mentioned a piglet. Piglets serve a crowd.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of meat comes off of a piglet.
We made that mistake before. We thought we were getting a smaller pig, so we only had our family of 6 over.
What was that, 200 pounds?
It was not a piglet.
It was definitely not a piglet.
That was full-on adult pig territory.
How much was it? 100, 200 pounds?
I think so. It was close to that.
She was a big one.
It took both of us to carry it. That was no piglet. I feel like I would really enjoy if Steve had a sitcom called Steve and Friends. Because I feel like this has that sports bar vibe where it was Steve.
Like Cheers?
Yeah, but him hanging out in his backyard in his zone. His neighbors come over, they talk about their day, what do they do for a living. I'd watch it. I'm curious.
Like a modern day barbecue Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It is. So we always ask every member who participates on BBQ Happy Place to give us, a little shimmy, shimmy, shake, a little bit of a dance because BBQ Happy Places feel better when you get your groove on in them. Mm-hmm. So, honey, do you feel like Steve is going to give us a little bit of that?
No.
Oh,
I don't think he will.
No.
I don't think he will. Steve looks like a stoic kind of guy. I don't think he's gonna.
I think he will.
I love Steve, and I know Steve is so sweet, but I think he's gonna pass on the dance.
This is a 50-50. I say yes, Keith says no.
All right, let's see what he does.
And now I'm gonna dance in my barbecue happy place right after this.
What? No, Steve, what?
After what? it.
Are you joking? I thought that was there.
I was wrong. He's gonna do it?
Steve. Let's hit the road to Timmins. Let's